There you go. No one likes to meet them, eh?
Partner's son.
Terrell.
He used to be, you know, he's a good boy.
Yeah.
Family man.
Who are you here with?
My mates are there.
Oh, your mates are here?
Where they play here?
Yeah, no. They're around somewhere.
No, who are you supporting? The Sharks.
If you're supporting Port Melbourne, out. What they can do? Skipped in.
She didn't he?
How's my dad, right?
I've seen him. You've probably seen him more than I've seen him.
I haven't seen him.
No, you haven't seen him? He's
How
not
do you
here?
see him today, mate?
Okay, I bumped into him once at the pub.
Made all in a haystack, though. I just wanted to say,
Huh? No one there?
No.
I bumped into him once at the pub and said,
See him and he knows.
Friends, you know, friends answer your phone call when you need them. You're there for them. You know, that's proper friends.
Exactly.
I take it after my uncle, I don't answer calls.
Huh?
He called me today, I went to pick it up and
I take a, it's all right, buddy. You know, I know where you're coming from, cuz.
How you been, right?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
You know.
That's a good one, bro.
They're good, yeah. You could find it in Indonesia.
who?
There's one there, they're bored.
Who?
The kids.
Well, are they there? My mum's at home with my dad, they're all in Bali. You said, are your parents home? I said, yeah. You asked him about Jizzle.
I just
Oh, you thought that was me there.
the whole army would be there.
Are they in Bali? Because anyone's gone to play for Australia under 19s. So
I thought he was doing under 20.
it's under 20s here. No, it's not.
So he's in the second week.
Young
Oh,
soldiers.
you're feeling good.
Must be.
Definitely didn't come out of Seville's fault.
Boy, he's done good.
Oh,
Look at you now. Boy,
Huh?
you're not complaining.
Yeah, I'm alright. The weight still.
Part of the plan.
I eat alright.
Are you here with people or you by yourself?
Yeah, just with a few other guys.
Yeah?
No way.
The top four. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just hanging out around Let's go and take drinks with us. We'll do it in the break. Like a shame we went to which show. We got so far.
Namazi. Yeah, that's probably it's a sponsor.
Like, you got membership? I'm like, no, you got membership over here. And then they got membership. Fuck a lot of money, mate, $1. It's true, they're bucking in the mud. Something did say fuck in the mud for free.
What are you doing with yourself?
Nah, I've done a business for drama.
Yeah.
I've been finding out machines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a bit of damage in my
Your insurance on? Boys get boys here get $120 an hour.
Oh, no, I'm going to do it like that. No, it's like when I'll charge it for that. The license doesn't make it to keep paying.
Make your money.
The cheapest.
Yeah.
The cheapest. You can't beat it. You know,
Yeah.
if I get, I've been doing it anyway. I've been doing that for the last 6-7 months. So I've been doing the drive hire, and I'll take jobs, and I'll overquote it over the top. So I'm overquoting them. I've been $1,000.
You do something else. You do recycle.
The hats, yeah, that's all cool.
Yeah.
I was on about business, so
Yeah. Did you buy it or it didn't work out?
I got knocked on finance over health finance.
That should do.
They weren't supposed to guarantee.
You know Fisty?
Yeah.
You said him before.
Volvo?
Yeah.
It's third before.
Yeah, that's the one.
Take no look at it. They can't forget that. Got the kind of stuff on top.
Huh? Yeah.
Stuff on the table. Watch the UFC, Canelo California. back in the late 90s. It was like, that's the man, that guy there.
Camera up there, right?
Yeah.
You know?
For the players, it's our camera.
On the grandstand.
Where?
No, that's a
that's
video
not the-
camera. That's a green camera.
The red light. No, that's for the light. Who knows what that is?
We've been on you.
Yeah,
You
you're
can
right,
stand
I
the
don't
ground.
know what that is.
Mum's with you still, yeah?
Yeah, there it is. Right there. What's this one for? The campaign?
The press box.
The press box.
In the middle.
Where they recorded.
So where have you going tonight, Rob?
Yeah.
Rolls in every game except fucking South Melbourne.
Lit up, remember.
Andrew and Paul.
Outside.
That's the outside over there. At the back.
Is there?
Welcome, one and all, to George Andrews Reserve as we prepare to bring you live coverage of the 2024 NPL Men's Victoria campaign. Round 22, the home stretch has well and truly been entered, and a big game taking place in the southeast of Melbourne as the Dandenong Thunder looking to basically all but assure themselves of safety from the drop will play hosts to a Port Melbourne side that, despite a recent poor run of form, has the chance to vault back into the playoff places if they are able to take those 3 points back with them to JL Murphy Reserve. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us tonight here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, no matter where you happen to be it in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or indeed anywhere around the world. It has been a remarkable day of football across the state thus far. Some big results, some big comebacks, some bonkers footy already taking place across certainly the NPL Men's Victoria competition. How about that game between Manningham and Moreland ending up 3-3 earlier this afternoon? In the relegation scrap. So hopefully, and I'm sure it will, speak it into existence as it were, tonight's game will give us something to talk about come tomorrow as well. Port Melbourne, the away side, wearing their black change strips with the blue shorts and blue socks, looking like they will be kicking from left to right of your screen in this opening stanza. The Dandenong Thunder wearing the red and black stripes, the black shorts and the black socks, looking as though they will kick from right to left of your screen in the opening 45 minutes. For the hosts, they've had one enforced change to their attack. Burke Curtis suspended for yellow card accumulation, picking up his fifth of the campaign in the 1-0 loss to South Melbourne last week. That sees Jordan Smiley coming into the side, his first start since coming back from that long 9-game suspension. He's joined by Piers Clark in goal, Daniel Alessi, Sevdin Ismaili, Mercer Mehmedi, Aiden Edwards, Wade Decker, Ali Soleimani, the skipper, Ben Jeeba, Danny Dixon, and the teenager playing against his former side, Jay Romanovsky. Of course, Adam Pittock is the man in the dugout, himself former coach of the year with Port Melbourne. The visitors, they've had two changes, one of them coming in goal. Ilya Shalmanov-Trenkova is back between the sticks after Evan Markogianakis started in the 2-1 loss to the Oakley Cannons last week. Andrew Messaruni is also back into the starting lineup in place of Alek Bekvanovsky. The other starters, Amanon Karmas, Dane Milanovic, Owen Stokes, Charlie Leach, Alex Baker, Fraser Dunlop, Maker Maker, Nathan Hancock and Luke Barfarosh. As that ball is played long. And it will sail out for a Port Melbourne throw-in. They did comfortably win this reverse fixture back in round 9, 3-0 at JL Murphy Reserve. Rooney was on the score sheet that day. One of his 3 goals on the campaign. Mike Latsis, who is on the bench, he also found the net, as did Emmanuel Peters, who has since been one of the series of players that left Port Melbourne in the mid-season transfer window to sign with Green Gully. The Sharks trying to pick the ball up in the midfield, denied by Aiden Edwards. A long ball sent diagonally in the direction of Ali Soleimani. He's going to get there, but Baker holding him up. Alex Baker, a former Dandenong Thunder player. A few players on the Thunder that went from the Sharks to the Thunder. He's done the reverse journey ahead of 2024. There's now that ball in dispute in the middle of the park. Charlie Leach trying to throw himself about. Romanovsky had to be decisive in getting the ball. Was able to. Smiley can't get onto that one. Ball lofted in, but over the top of everyone. Smiley trying to just thread something through for the run of Jordan Smiley. Repulsed, but Thunder will retain possession. That one's got a scoot by Ben Gibber. Bit too much mustard on it from Daniel Alessi. Well, they're trying to get something going down this left flank. Dixon. There's some rain. There's very light drizzling begins to fall. George Andrews Reserve. The Thunderman goes down. A few shouts for a free kick. Nothing coming. That's going to be a poor turnover. Wade Decker seizes upon it, then plays it central. Romanovsky, he's going to keep the play moving. Ben Gibber can't get the cross in. Tries to grab the second ball, the right back. Romanovsky's in there as well. Teenager seizing upon it and laying it off. Wade Decker, the Thunder's leading goal scorer, drop in to receive. And the hosts will reset. Unless he's going to send it out to the right where there's a bunch of Thunder players out there. None really where the ball was sent, but they had time to recover. Again played back, the Thunder trying to monopolise possession. Aiden Edwards just keeps the ball moving all the way back to Pierce Clark. High ball forward. Smiley's going to get there before sending it back to Ali Soleimani. Decker. Wade Decker's going to shoot. Shalamanov Trenkova getting down low and making the save. With Barfarosh trying to throw himself about. Played through the Thunder lines, but it's going to get all the way to Pierce Clark. Just don't be fooled. Barfarosh has the 14 with Courtney Perkins on his back, but the shorts give it away. It's the number 39 of Luke Barfarosh. Courtney Perkins, of course, no longer a Port Melbourne player. Jackson Courtney Perkins, he's signed with Avondale. Barfarosh cutting inside the closing down run of Daniel Dixon. A long ball forward from Milanovic. Sending his teammate Fraser Dunlop attacks to chase it down, but he's going to get there. Now Leach. Sharks trying to find a way through this Thunder back line on the left. Nothing doing, so they're going to be forced to reset across their back line. But they have shifted territory. Every player, the Sharks keeper, Salamanov Trenkova, in the Thunder side of the park. It's a good ball forward and then winding up. Something audacious. Andrew Messaruni couldn't make proper contact with the effort, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Nick Marinos in the Port Melbourne dugout, barking instructions to his side. They try to lock this one in. Barfarosh trying to play a 1-2 with Hancock. He's going to advance into the area, falling down. Play is waved on by our referee, Ugo Aslan. And the Sharks will be rewarded for their latest attack with a corner. Get the numbers forward. Karmas in there. Maker, and he's got a bit of height there as well. Milanovic. Leach provides the short option. That's going to be ignored. Delivery in towards the top of the penalty area. Big Pack forms. Falls for Smiley, who's charging forward with a bit of intent before being clipped from behind. And that'll be a yellow card for Milanovic. Well-travelled centre-back. Hustling. In doing so, we'll call it inadvertently. Taking out the Dandenong Thunder attacker, but that will, nonetheless, see him receive a slice of cheese. Alessi surveys the scene before sliding it across to Dixon. Decker working against Maker. Smiley setting it back to Mamesi. Now Edwards drop in between the centre backs to receive. He was accompanied in his run by Stokes, who scored a fantastic free kick last week. Now the ball forward. Suleimani's in the vicinity. Baker making the clearance for the Sharks. Who now have themselves a throw-in on that left flank, just inside their own territory. Karmas receiving to take. Centre back. It's a bit height underneath it. Nodded on, but only as far as Alessi. Romanowski then kept it moving, and now it's going to fall for Wade Decker in a bit of space. Sliding it through. Smiley's on it. Suleimani awaits in the middle. Through for Suleimani! And the Thunder make the early breakthrough in the 10th minute of the contest. Breaking with intent. Smiley to Suleimani. And the Dandenong Thunder have themselves a 1-0 lead over Port Melbourne, 10 minutes in here at George Andrews Reserve. It was well worked, those attacking difference makers for coach Adam Pinnock, Wade Decker, Jordan Smiley and Ali Suleimani. Goals have been hard to come by for the Thunder this season. They've just scored 20 coming into this one. That number 21 on the season. Second fewest of any side in the competition, but that was the type of worked goal that any coach across the league, any team would have loved to create. And now, the Thunder, well, they also take one giant step towards getting safety. A win today, combined with the St Albans loss, would secure them, well, safety in the event that we're not exactly sure how many teams are getting relegated this season. If the national second tier gets up, it will only be one side. If the national second tier is postponed or delayed or cancelled or has any other unfortunate circumstances afflicted, it will be 2 down. So a point today ensures them safety if only one side goes down. 4 points to guarantee safety if 2 teams go down, albeit a win today and a St Albans loss tomorrow also ensures their safety in that scenario. St Albans have the Altona Magic tomorrow. Suleimani's ball is just going to sail above and behind Wade Decker. Roche combining with Hancock, Baker in there as well, now Maker. Hancock's ball is just going to beat Edwards and find its target in Stokes. Now Dunlop. Leach gets it from Stokes before sending it back to his skipper, the Irishman, trying to dink it in behind. Good thinking, deflected away. Smiley wins his side. Throw in just inside their own territory on that attacking right flank of the Thunder. Appeals for a free kick from the Thunder as Smiley was bundled over by Kalmus. No doing. Play on. Bounces over the head of Suleimani and Baker and through to Milanovic. Maker. It was going to be slid through, and Hancock had a bit of work to do to get there in front of Edwards, but he was up to the challenge. Although the midfielder gets it back and keeps the play moving. Roche now played the way he was facing, and that was to send it to Baker, who threads the ball across the face of Smiley and through to Kalmus. And up now on the left, not a lot developing in front of him. So he goes back to Milanovic. Again, tries to slice something through the middle of the park. Baker. It's not exactly being closed down, but not seeing options open up in front of him either. The Thunder doing a decent job out of possession to just deny these passing angles. Milanovic slipped as he played the ball, but he still found his target. Foot races onto the byline. Jeeba's sliding challenge. We'll see it go out for another Port Melbourne corner. Couldn't get a shot away with their first attempt. His lasting legacy from it was a caution for Milanovic as he clipped Smiley on the breakaway. Can they produce something with a bit more promise this time around from the opposite side? High ball in to the back of the 6-yard box, and it's going to sail over the head of everybody in the ends and harmlessly out for a goal kick. Ball's going to get picked out by Barfarosh, and chance for the Sharks to seize upon it. But the ball intended for Stokes. He's just going to get away from him.
Costa, come here so we have a chat. Can we have a coffee?
Clark sending his teammates long. Roofed out. Pack forms. Romanovsky, Smiley and Maker. It's the teenager, Romanovsky, that came up with it. Mr. Mehmeti. Sorry, not Mr. Mehmeti. Sevdim Ismaili played it forward. Now Decker out to Suleimani on the left. Suleimani's ball in. Punched clear. Shalbanov Trenkova commanding his penalty area. Now the Sharks looking to break quickly. Only for it to quickly break down. Decker. Mehmeti. Back to Decker, who's just going to play something into space. And Shalamanov Trenkova has plenty of time to go out and claim. Comes to Barfarosh, who was just held back by Sevdim Ismaili as he tried to advance up the touchline, earning a free kick. They're coming together there between Messi and Misaruni. Results in the Thunder coming away with it, and then Joe Romanovsky getting aside a free kick in the middle of the park. Romanovsky, who followed Adam Pittick across to the Thunder in 2024. Got his first goal for his new side in their 3-1 win over Oakley back in round 18. This is his 20th start on the campaign. The teenager. Pretty sure he's played more minutes than any other teenager in the league this season. Cross whipped in. Danny Thunder players were lurking, so discretion the better part of valour as it's headed away. There's Mehmeti. Getting across to take this one. He does have 2 assists on the season. And the last one came back a while ago, back against St Albans in round 11. The runs come. Ball is delivered. It's going to get through to Decker. Cleared off the goal line. Fell invitingly for Wade Decker, but he just couldn't get on the end of it, and perhaps the inferred pressure getting into the hands of the Sharks' defence as they give away another corner on the opposite side of the pitch. Wade Decker looking for what would have been his 7th goal of the campaign. He also scored against the Oakley Cannons. The 3-game drought since. Another ball whipped in, headed clear. Battle for it. The Thunder wanted a free kick against Mesaruni, and they eventually are going to get one. So another opportunity for something to be swung in, maybe. Pretty good angle as well for a left footer. Going to the right foot of Dixon instead, so swinging something in towards the goals. Dixon forcing perhaps a moment of panic from Ilya Shalamanov-Trenkova. Those really awkward ones that get floated in, but the keeper getting up, taking the strong mark, and just recovering in time to make sure he didn't carry it into his own net. Nasaruni plays it central for Leach. Leach has the shot blocked. Now Hancock battling for it with Smiley and winning that contest. Ivanovic with a long diag. Farosh will only be able to watch it bounce away from him and out for a goal kick. So Clark will have another opportunity to get us restarted. A couple of short options, but Port Melbourne players stepping up to prevent that, so instead he's going to go long. Smiley and Suleimani in the vicinity, neither of them able to make proper contact with it. Baker instead can have the throw-in for Port Melbourne. Winning that 50-50 with Suleimani. Barfarosh close down here right in front of our broadcast position. Tight areas. Eventually see it bounce out for a Thunder throw-in. Took the lead in the 10th minute through Ali Suleimani, did the hosts. Looking to continue what has been not the worst run of form for them as of late. 2 wins, a draw and 2 losses in their last 5 games. 1-0 loss to tabletop in South Melbourne last week. No shame in that. Plenty of sides have done it this season. Before that, a 1-1 draw with Green Gully, where Pierce Clark sent himself viral with the late equaliser. 95th minute from the goalkeeper. Before that, 1-0 win over Dandy City in the Dandy Derby, and then, as you mentioned, 3-1 win over the Oakley Cannons. Now, Wade Decker afforded the chance to go on a run. Wade Decker sliding it through. Romanowski trying to just get the shot away, twisting, turning, and shooting wide. Frosh to Maker. That's Rooney. Slowly pokes it away. Suleimani came through and just prodded it to Decker. We'll play central for Smiley. Played the 1-2 with Suleimani. Smiley! 2-0! To the Thunder. Jordan Smiley gets his first goal in a Dandenong Thunder shirt, and he looks right down the barrel of our camera, fingers in his ears. The former Central Coast Mariner, an NPL New South Wales title winner, gets the Thunder's second of the game, 25 minutes in. Some of this combination play that we've seen between Smiley, Decker and Suleimani has been very pretty. And here at George Andrews Reserve, it is the hosts, the Dandenong Thunder, that have put themselves into a rather commanding position early. But can Port answer straight back? Coming forward with a bit of intent. Advancing into the penalty area is Fraser Dunlop. Then Hancock The ball will scoot through, taking a touch off a Thunder play in the process. Corner for Port Melbourne. High ball towards the top of the box. And this will be a free kick for Smiley. High boot. So Dennis Smiley has his pass closed down by Barfarosh. Messeruni then trying to play it through to the right back. Port playing a bit of a press, bit of pressure. The Thunder able to escape it. Decker. Suleimani back to Decker. Smiley's in the middle. Decker advancing. Clever footwork. Trying to thread the eye of a needle to his striker. And the Sharks at the last able to deny what probably would have been a third. And it found its target, that pass. Maker, strong. Would have had a free kick if he pulled up for the shirt pull from Decker. Kept going. As the play shifted across to the left flank and now back to the middle. Ball forward, headed away by Milanovic. Ball in dispute. Karmas sends it away, but it's going to come straight back. Benjiba and Romanovsky on that right-hand attacking side for the hosts. Played central for Dixon. Tried to combine with Decker. Sliding challenge from Barfarosh, but Decker's won it straight back. Wade Decker sliding it through for Smiley. Bit too close. Karmas was able to get in. Deflect away. Maker gets it to Stokes. Clever pass to the advantage of Hancock. He tried to play it through for Messeruni. Thunder pick it out. Clark and Alessi combining. Before the ball is played long, the Thunder are increasingly looking to get in behind this Port Melbourne back line. It's a back five. Dunlop and Barfarosh, the wing backs. Thrown into Smiley, attempted flick on. Goes straight into Maker, and then, well, not a lot of options in the middle for the Thunder striker, so I think that was him trying to sneak something in at the near post, didn't come off. It's been a while since the Thunder have actually beaten Port Melbourne, especially in league play. They did knock them out of the Australian Cup in 2022. When you're looking at league fixtures, like in 2018, when Brendan Barnes' hat-trick lifted them to a 3-1 win at JL Murphy Reserve. Wade Decker has gone down, though, for the Thunder. That's not what we want to see. Just mentioned Wade Decker, leading scorer for the Thunder this season with his 6 goals. Such a talented player. The Cannons and Green Gully and Melbourne City, his previous stops. Long-standing figure here in NPL Men's Victoria. So, conversation with the trainer. The Thunder, they've got Thomas Dunn, Josh Carantz, Mohamed Selimovsky, Christian Cavallo, and Brandon Kildare on the bench. Selimovsky played for the under 23s in the fixture prior to this one, so probably a bit too early for him. Kildare would be making his senior debut if he was to see the field today. Decker back to his feet. Good to see, walking off under his own power. We've progressed past the half an hour mark here at George Andrews Reserve. If you are just joining us, the score is Dandenong Thunder 2, Port Melbourne 0. Ali Suleimani and Jordan Smiley in the goals for the hosts. And it looks like Wade Decker will be good to continue once he is allowed back onto the park by referee Ugur Arslan. Good to see. And he gets the wave. So play underway. Decker back on the park. And it is Karmas on the ball. Karmas on the ball again as he receives the return pass. Closed down by Smiley, and that's going to fall to Ali Suleimani. Dixon was on the overlap, but he's had to go back and get that one. Dixon. Pass getting away from him. Just trying to play it into the path of Decker's run. Instead of collection for Shalamanov Trenkova. Baker now. Rooney came up with it and tried to feed something through. Full Charlie Leach doesn't come off. Here's Clark collects. Well, he's got some company over there. Barfarosh, who's come all the way forward just to make a bit of a nuisance of himself. And in the end, he's going to force the keeper to just boot the ball long. Smiley nods it on, only as far as Milanovic. Alessi collects. Suleimani can't get the flick on for Jordan Smiley runs. Hancock pass back to Milanovic. Maker. First time ball is a good one. It's a Barfarosh. Crossfield pass. And Karmas collecting it. The Thunder pick it out and look to break quickly. It's been a potent attacking weapon for them, these turnovers and quick forays forward thus far. It's one of those balls in behind, but that pass from Dixon intended for Smiley doesn't come off. Ooh, big collision there between Hancock and Ismaili. Hancock immediately indicating that it was all ball as he came back to his feet. The Thunder defender has remained down.
It doesn't matter if he got the ball or not, I still follow through and got him. Yeah.
Thunder coach Adam Pinnock saying that voicing his view that it is irrelevant if Hancock got the ball first, given the manner that he lunged with and collected his player in the follow-through. Needless to say, as you might be able to be picking up from the effects mic, just a few opinions being exchanged. Smiley back to his feet. There's going to be a throw-in. to the Thunder. And after that, bit of contention, let's call it. Not really. Sends in the direction of Decker. Bounces away from him. Milanovic puts it out for another throw in, so the Thunder will gain a decent chunk of territory with that before they'll throw it in again. Smiley looking gingerly, we'll call it, as he gets set to take this one. Trying to keep that one in. Unable to do so. The Thunder wanted a corner. They're not going to get one. Goal kick to be taken by Shalamanov-Trenkova. Strong header from Mehmedi. Leads to the Sharks putting it out for another Thunder throw-in on this left-hand flank. Back to Mercer Mehmedi, the former young Socceroo. Key member of so many of these Thunder sides in recent years, the defender. High ball forward, headed back by Baker. Smiley sends it central. It's picked out by the Sharks. That's Rooney into Stokes, and now Fraser Dunlop has some open turf in front of him to run onto, and he's going to gratefully take it and then put, well, relatively threatening looking pass in the end. Unfortunately for the advancing wingback, nobody arriving to meet it, but Sharks keep coming. Barfarosh looking for the byline, ball across, cleared away for a corner. So in the 38th minute here, not too much of this opening stanza remaining. It'll be Stokes to deliver another set piece in. Short option is provided by Leach. It's ignored. And it was Maker arriving to meet that ball, lofted in, but he couldn't redirect it towards the goal of Pierce Clark. And instead, the Thunder custodian can get us started with another goal kick. This one taken short to Mercy Mehmedi. Sides battling for it in the midfield. Eventually, the Sharks will work it out to Fraser Dunlop on the left, but then he's going to run into the challenge of Ben Gibber. And the Dandenong Thunder right back. He missed a lot of football at the start of the season, but he's been a regular in this starting 11 in the second half of the campaign. And he's on his side a free kick, which is booted long. Scissor kick. Clearance there from Milanovic. Now Stokes. Stokes losing the first challenge. Can't get away from the second. Suleimani grabbing the ball after Romanovsky's sliding challenge. Suleimani's delivery. Smiley wanted to fly for it. Ran into a defender, much to the disgust of most of the Thunder dugout. No whistle, and the Sharks will get themselves a goal kick at the end of that one. This Rooney, clever touch. Crossfield pass. Well, Forosh was the intended recipient, couldn't beat Dandenong Smiley. Karmas, touch let him down, stolen away by Smiley. Smiley's already got one, can he get a brace? He slides it in, wanted Decker, Baker with the important intervention, but the danger is not past. Romanovsky sending it out to the right flank before getting the return pass. Romanovsky's cross cleared away. This Rooney trying to take the ball away from Smiley. The Thunder have the numbers and just boot the ball away. Stokes fell over as he played the pass, but it was still a good one. Nathan Hancock now. Baker sends it back from whence it came, as does Mercy Mehmeti. Karmas, bit of time. Stokes. Milanovic to Baker. To Milanovic. Mr. Rooney poking it forward. Leach giving chase. Then Juba clears it away. Booted forward. No Thunder players in the vicinity, so rather comfortable for Milanovic as he gets it to Hancock, who in turn sends it to Karmas and gets it back. 43rd minute here at George Andrews Reserve. Thunder with that nice little 2-goal cushion heading into the halftime break. They have not a negligible amount of stoppage time. A couple of goals scored, a few injuries. This Rooney, one way and then the other. Take it out of Dunlop. Juba coming down to close down the cross. We're knocking it long, and that's going to stay in and sit up for Smiley. Suleimani charging forward to present an option. Hancock pokes it away, but the Thunder players arriving in support. Romanovsky, Suleimani in the middle. You've got Dixon at the back post if he can send something in, but he can't. It's closed down, and we'll have to make do with a corner kick in what will be the last minute of regulation here at George Andrews Reserve. Mercer Mehmeti coming forward to take this one. Well, we often see centre-backs getting forward for the corners, not often to take them. Also get on the end of them. But Mercer Mehmeti preparing to swing another left-footed ball in. Delivery towards the near post. Hancock getting in the road. And everybody places. Take two. Another corner. The ball in towards the near post. It's going to fall. And it was poked back towards goal, but straight at Ilya Shalamanov Tlenkova. 4 minutes of added time to be played here at the end of this opening stanza at George Andrews Reserve. Clark, long ball forward. Smiley got underneath Karmas and then shooting, but Shalamalov Trinkova getting down low to keep it out. Baker's pass, Miss Rooney. Clever little ball out to Barfarosh on the right. Miss Rooney getting it back, closed down immediately by Decker. It's going to result in a turnover. Suleimani stood up by Baker. The ball on the left. Long ball forward. Mladenovic and Smiley giving chase. The former just booting the ball out into the car parking here at George Andrews Reserve. Somebody's going to have to go and get that one.
Come on. What's he saying? Behind the youth. They can't just come here and just talk. You've got to do your job right.
Port Melbourne throw in on the flank. Smiley had shielded the ball, anticipating that it would be going in the Thunder's direction. Baker's attempted ball forward doesn't come off, but he picks up his own rubbish and ensures that the Sharks retain possession as they move the play from right to left. Ball was intended for Messeruni, got away from him. Decker's first time ball to Dixon. Smiley. Mercy Mehmedi. Left-footed diag. Dunlop. Defensive header on it. Make it a Leach. That's a good ball in the Messeruni direction. It was well closed down by Mercy Mehmedi. Romanovsky. Steaming forward, the youngster. Romanovsky, can he pick out a teammate or the overlapping run of Jiba? Neither in the end. Maker was getting back and poking it clear to Karmas. It's going to be turned straight back over. And Edwards trying to drive a late third goal in. The conclusion of this opening stanza. Just getting underneath it and sending it out for a goal kick.
There's another came on now. Where? Lucky. The guy playing 6 squares. Playing 6 squares.
And that was all that was written for this opening half here in Melbourne's southeast. And it's been a good one for the hosts, the Dandenong Thunder. They will take a 2-goal lead into the dressing room at the halftime break. Goals to their skipper, Ali Soleimani, and Jordan Smiley in his elevation to the starting 11 has them with a comfortable 2-goal cushion at the main break. Port Melbourne, a win today, as we mentioned, would get them back into the playoff places, but now they face a right task to even take a point from this one, needing to reverse the deficit somehow in the second stanza. A task ahead of coach Nick Marinos. Should be a good one in the second stanza. Hope to have your company for that one. As well, I hope just as much as I've enjoyed having your company for the opening stanza. Be about 15 minutes or so before kickoff in the second half. You'll have a countdown clock for company. Until then. Welcome back, one and all, as we prepare to bring you live coverage of the second half of this round 22 NPL Men's Victoria contest between the Dandenong Thunder and the Port Melbourne Sharks. And if you are just joining us, it is the hosts here at George Andrews Reserve, the Dandenong Thunder, that will commence this second stanza with a 2-0 lead, delivered off the boot of Ali Soleimani and Jordan Smiley. Just the one change at half-time made by the Port Melbourne Sharks. Mark Latzis entering the contest in place of Amanhon Kamis. Sharks centre-back, he did come up a bit sore towards the end of the game against the Oakland Cannons, potentially holding his hamstring, and it looks as though that ailment perhaps has resurfaced and will prevent the defender from taking any further part in this one. 21-year-old making his way to the bench. Latzis entering the frame. While the Sharks are going to have to get back and defend here because Soleimani's breaking with a bit of intent. Ali Soleimani shooting and slicing his effort just wide of the goal, backing himself. Having his effort just swerve away from the goal. Hancock providing Stokes in the midfield. And Stokes is going to try to drive something to Dunlop. He got his chest on it, but all that did was allow it to sit up for Benjiba, who has kept the ball in. Benjiba driving forward. Overlapping run is made by Decker, and it's fed. Trying to feed it back to Benjiba, who's kept his run going, but he's not going to be able to keep that one. Barfaros trying to keep that one in, but the Thunder applying pressure. They're attacking third, and they're going to be rewarded with a turnover. Juba coming up to take this one. Goes for a handball against Smiley, waved away. Hancock got the challenge in for the Sharks. Maker. Sending out to the right flank to Latzis. So in the reshuffle that has come with that change, it looks like Latzis has gone to right wing back, and Luke Barfarosh on the ball now has gone to serve as the left-sided centre back in this back five. Milanovic still the central centre back. Baker, the one on the right-hand side. Fraser Dunlop, the left wing back. Smiley chests it down. Gets the pass off to Soleimani. All worked by the Thunder. Smiley to Dixon. He's going to send the ball into the top of the box. Baker got the touch on it to take it away, and then a free kick by Stokes.
Richard, careful movement off your shoulder.
Latzis sliding over to control that one, but getting back to his feet. Dunlop keeps that one in. Barfarosh makes the overlapping run. Instead, the pass goes central Stokes was the intended recipient. He's going to battle to try to win it back, but perhaps with a tad too much enthusiasm. 28-year-old, as he's going to give away the free kick. Suleimani and Smiley combining there on the left. Now ball forward for Decker. Smiley's arriving at the penalty spot. Lofted in, Smiley's header. Cleared away. Barfarosh in the end before it could even reach Ilya Shalamanov-Trenkova, albeit the goalkeeper was positioned straight behind his defender. He probably would have come up with the save. Thunder will have another corner to be sent in by Mercy Mehmeti. Two Thunder players in the 6-yard box, everybody else jostling for position. Corner can't beat the first defender, but it's going to get sent back in, deflected around, headed in. Smiley! He's got his brace! Came on him in a flash, but it was a wicked finish by the striker. And 51 minutes into this contest, the Thunder have put themselves in a position where disaster would have to strike if they weren't to take the 3 points from this one. Jordan Smiley has a brace. Kiss for the camera this time. Bit more affectionate than the fingers he had in his ears after his opening goal. And at George Andrews reserve, play will resume with the Thunder in a 3-goal lead. Ali Suleimani with the opener, Jordan Smiley with the second and third. And we've reversed the scoreline from the earlier meeting between these two sides. Back in round 9 on that occasion, the Sharks took a 3-0 win. Now the Thunder, well, they got 3. They're going to make it 4. Pretty quick fashion. Smiley's going to deliver the ball in, but that's going to be to nobody really, bar Ilya Shalamanov-Trenkova. And certainly it appears the Thunder on track to take out what has been a very rare win over Port Melbourne at this ground in NPL Men's Victoria League action. Now that effort from range, well, awkwardly bouncing, but Shalamanov-Trenkova up to the task. We mentioned in the first half, the last league win the Thunder took over the Sharks, came back in 2018. Last home win in league play that the Thunder had against the Sharks, that was back in 2015. So coming up to almost a decade since the last time the Thunder protected their home turf against Port Melbourne in league play. It's been a rivalry dominated by the Sharks over the years. They played 16, the Thunder have only won twice, 4 draws and 10 wins to the Sharks. One can pretty safely assume that that will now go to 3 wins for the Thunder. Dunlop straying into an offside position. See that attack cease. Clark, high ball forward, the chase is on. Well, bounced off the back of Smiley in the end. Dunlop goes down by Jibber, and Decker's going to try to just take the ball away. What are they doing? Throw it to the Sharks. Not the best one. Hancock on the scene. So come out to Dunlop. To Leach on this left-hand side. Romanowski took a knock, but kept his wherewithal to keep the play moving. Ben Jibba, some decent footwork. Attempted cross is blocked. Sharks, though, unable to clear their lines. Dunlop's pass intended for Leach, but instead only finding the touchline. The rain coming down with a bit more of a heavy edge to it. We have had splashes here and there throughout the contest. This is the heaviest it's been thus far. Sliding challenge from Stokes, takes out Decker, and that is going to see the Port Melbourne skipper go into the book. Saw a sliding challenge from Hancock in the opening stanza, escape caution. On that occasion, however, referee Ugur Arslan not appreciating what he saw, producing the game's second caution. Milanovic going into the book early in the opening stanza. He fouled Smiley on the breakaway. So here we go. Free kick for the Thunder in a very promising position to swing something in. Every player, bar goalkeeper Pierce Clark, is in the Port Melbourne side of the pitch. They've got all 11 players behind the ball to defend this one. He's going to get swung in by Aiden Edwards. Just kept play ticking over in the midfield for the Thunder today. Edwards, high ball in. Thunder get the header away. Back out to Edwards. And the long-range effort! Audacious from Danny Dixon. And Ilya Shalamanov-Trenkova had to get across and send that one out for a corner. Just sat up rather nicely for the 29-year-old. Hasn't found the back of the net this season. That would have been a rather spectacular manner to open his 2024 account. Corner, sent in. Bouncing off the forehead of Hancock. Informs that Dixon has got a goal in the Australia Cup this season, but not league play. Well, that ball in. Seeing Shalamanov-Trenkova to just get up, and well, 3 corners in a row now. All into the top of the penalty area. It's going to scoot past everybody. Well, the Thunder will retain possession, but they'll have to make do with a throw-in now after 3 corners. Smiley coming across to take it. Well, Deck has found himself a bit of space, but he couldn't control it. Sent away by Maker. Now some space to work on. Fraser Dunlop out here on the left flank. Jay Romanowski trying to defend him. Ball sliced through. Saruni unable to collect it. And he has to make do with a corner now for Port Melbourne. On their attacking left flank as we approach the hour mark on the scoreboard here at George Andrews Reserve. High ball in, into the 6-yard box. Clark got a punch to it, wasn't a decisive one. Back out for Dunlop. You could see the thinking, trying to just kiss that ball into the top right-hand corner of the net. Unable to make the contact that he wanted. And it sails out into the night for a goal kick. Minovski's pass has sold Alessi into a bit of trouble. It's going the way of Port Melbourne. Saruni winning another corner for his side. And the players still arguing that the throw-in should have been theirs. Adam Pinnock yelling at them to get set for this corner. Dunlop has his effort, cross-come shot blocked away. Now there is a lot of space in transition. The Thunder can try to work the ball into Edwards. Suleimani. Not the best pass. Ishmaeli able to keep it in, but the momentum from that attack dissipates. And the Thunder will now have to work their way through a set-up Sharks defence. Jibba, ball for Romanovski. Sliding challenge from Barfarosh. Sees it out for a throw-in. Simonetti, left-footed ball forward. It's a decent one. Shalamanov Trenkova out to claim before Decker can latch onto the end of it. As the Sharks have been in the paperwork for another substitution. We've gone past the hour mark here in Melbourne South East. Dandenong Thunder in a commanding position, 3-0 lead. There's miscommunication there between Dunlop and Stokes. Sees that ball roll out. Frustrating old evening for Port Melbourne. Looking like their winless run is set to continue. Stretched to 7 games now. Their last win coming against the Melbourne Knights back on May 25. As the Thunder spring forward again. This ball across the face of goal. They'll be able to get on the end of it. Decker goes down, doesn't get a free kick for his efforts. Hancock. Rooney laying it off for Stokes. Rooney, round 1 challenge before he's rather clumsily brought down in the end by Mercer Mameti. Clumsy enough to see him go into the book. His second yellow card of the season, so no danger of any sort of suspension anytime soon. The Sharks making that exchange. Alec Bekmanovsky coming into the contest. Looks like it's Hancock making way. So somewhat of an attacking change for the Sharks, the more defensively minded Hancock making way for the attack-minded Alec Bekmanovsky. 1 goal on the season thus far for the 20-year-olds. Crossed over from City's youth. Stokes dinks the ball in. Intended recipient was Maker. Wouldn't have counted had he got his head on that one because the flag went up on that far side. Instead, play will be allowed to continue. Romanovski. Ball bounces off his thigh, but he's got the strength to see off Leach. And then the pass for Jibba. Jibba loses his footing right in front of our broadcasting position. changes for the Thunder yet, albeit their subs are warming up. Behind the goal of Shalamanov Trenkova. Stokes plays that ball across to Maker. Mikonoski. Leach. Well, out to the right. I was about to say it was looking promising for Port Melbourne, but the flag was raised and the attack will peter out. He's just unable to time his run. Dixon trying to turn Maker. Second man comes up trumps for Port Melbourne. Latsis, who's on the ball now, trying to bustle his way through. Masaruni was arriving. Clark gets out to claim. He rolled over the ball rather uncomfortably. Gets up holding his tailbone perhaps. Clark, no doubt, will be having a clean sheet in mind. He's had 3 thus far in the season. We'll give a number 4 tonight. Leach, in the middle of the park, carrying the ball forward. Leach has done well before laying it off. Saruni, the intended recipient. Thunder able to poke it clear. Sharks though looking to keep the pressure on. Leach again, been busy. And then that was a clever attempt from Stokes, forcing Clark to just elevate, tip it over the crossbar. Port Melbourne will have to content themselves with a corner. Corner from the left-hand side.
Hey, switch on! Do your job! PC! Jay, drop a line!
So Stokes set to take this one. Oh, it was Maker who was there. And in the end, it's glanced off his forehead. Out for a goal kick. It's a good delivery in. However, a Thunder player has now gone down, holding their faces and smiling. Here it is, he's going to jog forward now. Undoubtedly, Smiling won't want to come off anytime soon. He's on a hat-trick. Stuck his fingers in his ears towards the camera after his first goal, Smiley, and then blew kisses at it for his second. I wonder what he's got planned if he does nab a third tonight. Trying to apply the pressure down to Leach, but he skipped away from the challenges again at Leach, and then he's going to get brought down for a free kick in what is a dangerous area. Last week, Owen Stokes laced in a free kick from a very similar position against the Oakley Cannons to cut the deficit from 2-0 to 2-1. The Irishman, you feel it's inevitable, is going to do his best to beat Pierce Clark from this one. No other players want to have even gone up to even present any thoughts of subterfuge about who's taking this one. It will be the Port Melbourne number 10. He's got 6 goals thus far in the campaign. So here we go, Stokes, the skipper. Stokes Sends it straight into the face of an unfortunate member of the Dandenong Thunder wall, and that's going to force a stoppage in play. Similar sort of intent to what he did against the Cannons last week, just bending it around the wall and inside the post with that right boot. So stoppage in play here as trainer is called onto the field. We'll also see the Thunder turn to their bench. Thomas Dunn preparing to enter the fray, the 20-year-old. 2 appearances off the bench thus far in his Thunder career. This is about to be his 3rd after he joined from the Wollongong Wolves.
Beware the backside! Just get around the ball, Daddy, just in case.
So drop ball. Port Melbourne get it started once again. High ball delivered to the top of the box. And Baker will be called for just working Smiley underneath it. Smiley awaiting his summons to re-enter the fray. It was he who caught that ball to the face. Dunn. Looks like he will now make his way onto the pitch on the other side of the park. And Ali Soleimani will be the one making way for the youngster as the armband is delivered to Pierce Clark. So Ali Soleimani, his 10th minute goal got the Thunder underway here, and he now makes way with his side up 3-0 because he provided the assist on that 1-2 with Smiley. Let's make it 2-0 in the opening stanza. So good shift from the Dandenong Thunder winger. Played more minutes than any other player, or outfield player I should say, for the Thunder this season, Soleimani. So with this game well in hand, he gets a bit of a break. Meanwhile, here come the Sharks. Stokes, as his shot deflect away, Romanovsky had to clear it. Smiley with a little flick in the Decker direction. Now there's acres of room out here on the right for Dunn, but the pass isn't going to be able to find him. Barfrosh gets onto it. I don't know if Trenkova's clearance wasn't the most convincing, but it does the job. Dunlop's pass picked out, but it's going to rebound straight back to him. Romanovsky, the challenge. Send it out for a throw.
Hey, come on!
To be taken by Leach. To Barfrosh. Decker on the spot for the Thunder. So it's central, only as far as Maker. Hoofed or clear by Alessi. Now, Smiley charging to get there and provide a contest to Baker. Just puts his boot through it. Merceruni got the header on it. In front of Mercy Mehmedi. Here come the Sharks. Edwards there to clear it away. Barfrosh. That's a Dunlop.
Yeah, good, you can release him now. Hey, try, good.
Leach. Again, looking to just drive forward. It's been full of intent in this second stanza, has Leach. Yet to be rewarded for it. As that cross takes a deflection, which in turn takes it into the waiting gloves of Piers Clark. Decker can't bring the bouncing ball down, gets up to give chase to this one. Dixon, poked clear by Maker. Milanovic with his cool head. Sent back by Alessi. Back to Milanovic, that's not the best ball. Sold his teammate Baker into a bit of trouble with Smiley lurking. Sink clear by Mamesi, and then Smiley looking to provide the contest. And Port Melbourne get the ball moving quickly. Stokes. Dinks ball over the top. Ball is sent in, and well, not sure if shot was the intention there. The Port Melbourne thinking they should be having a penalty right now, as this was brought down just as he sends it in. They'll have to make do with a corner. Stokes getting across to take. Into the final 15 minutes of regulation here at George Andrews Reserve. 76 minutes showing on the scoreboard here. As the ball is sent in, and Clark just was given something to think about as it sailed across the face of his goal and out to the Thunder's advantage. So stiff test awaiting the Thunder next week. They're away to Avondale. Ball sent out. Of course, if only one team is relegated at the end of this season, in the event that the national second tier commences, today's result will see the Thunder safe from relegation. If not, and two teams are relegated, this result will ensure that they only need a further point to guarantee their safety, or for St Albans to just lose one more game. As it looks like the Thunder preparing a double change in these final stages. Smiley coming back from an offside position, lets that one bounce. So away to Avondale next week for the Thunder. This actually serving as their penultimate home game of the season, because after they head out to take on the Avengers, they will hit the road again to face St Albans, and then the Knights before concluding their regular season against Moreland City. Thunder probably safe from relegation at that point, but that game against Moreland City on the final day could have major ramifications for who goes down to the VPL 1. There's Christian Cavallo and Josh Carrantz await their summons here right in front of our position. Port Melbourne, meanwhile, they'll be returning back to JL Murphy Reserve next week, hosting Green Gully on Saturday evening. They'll remain just a point outside the playoff places after Dandenong City's lost to Hume City last week, and clear of the Melbourne Knights after their good run of form was ended by Heidelberg. As Cavallo comes on, looks like Danny Dixon has made his way off on that far side of the pitch, as has Wade Decker. Port Melbourne at home to Green Gully, and then their run home. Well, they'll face the daunting task of heading to face South Melbourne, who could be playing to lock up the premiership in that game. As the ball is whipped in. Shalamano Trenkova comes up with it. They'll then host Dandenong City. And then ends their season at home against Avondale, who will be very likely playing for a home final in that contest. So the good news for Port Melbourne is that they've got 3 games at home of their remaining 4 after this as well. Stokes forces a wicked save from Clark, protecting what would be his 4th clean sheet of the season. Ball headed away to Smiley's advantage. He has that taken away from him by Barfarosh. Smiley again, first time pass out here to the right flank. Romanowski's in a lot of space. Romanowski back to Smiley. Romanowski closed down before he could get it shot off. Benjiba. So for the Sharks, really, definitely that Dandenong City game that will await them in the penultimate round of the season, that certainly shapes as a must-win. Depending upon other results, it could almost be a win and you're in game for the playoffs. Gully, the only side remaining on their fixture, the team below them on the current standing, so that one also hugely important. As the long-range effort was hit with a bit of venom by the newly introduced Josh Carrans. Hit straight at Gova. Sarudi to Maker. That's just had a bit of space on the right, and he sends it back to Baker. Ivanovic. Bonoski laying it back off to his centre back. And that pass sees Cavallo stick a foot in, but can only knock it back to the Sharks' advantage. Barfarosh. Clever touch from Leach to send it to Fraser Dunlop. His pass central. Bekvanovsky has an attempt. It was ambitious and it's deflected away, but Port Melbourne retained possession. Ball into the back post. Dunlop was waiting to meet it with a volley, but it was headed away before it could fall to him. Stokes, he has his pocket picked. Now the Thunder looking to break. Dunn sending it to Carrans on the touchline, but Carrans was in an offside position. Dunlop. Well, he's going to retain possession. As the Sharks also preparing 2 further changes on their side. Jordan Gassim and Atticus Gonzalez preparing to enter the fray. Gonzalez also used off the bench last week. Gassim preparing to make his 2nd appearance of the season. Previously got a game against Hume. Meanwhile, Dunlop finds the back of the net. So the clean sheet goes up in smoke for the Dandenong Thunder. Fraser Dunlop stealing in from the left. And that, in fact, will be his final involvement in the game, will it? No. It will be Maker, Miss Rooney making way. So the Sharks, well, if nothing else, goal difference-wise, says to give them bit of a boost. Entered this game with a goal difference of 0, 34-4, 34 against. -2 coming out of this one if the scoreline holds, but -2 is better than -3. Barfarosh carrying it forward. Leach lays it off for Dunlop. Dunn. Morans can't chase it down before it's cleared away Baker, but Smalley has plenty of time to get on the end of that one, but turnover is going to come now. Well, up for grabs in the middle of the park, falls for Stokes, who knocks it forward. Clark comes out to claim it for Atticus Gonzalez. Newly introduced, full of pep, full of energy, but he can't get to that one before the Thunder keeper. Not the best clearance. It's going to come straight back at the hosts. Baker to Latsis, back to Baker. The Sim. Crossfield ball for Barfarosh. Leaves it for Stokes. Dunlop. To Leach. Barfarosh. Barfarosh again. Milanovic looking for Latsis. Heads it onwards. Thunder scramble it away only as far as Leach. Players in a bit of space out here on the left. Here's one of them in Barfarosh. Now Dunlop. Dunlop darting inside, shooting, but took a touch, did it? No, goal kick. So, about to tick over towards 87 minutes played here on the scoreboard.
How long do you want to take it? Looking for them, you don't see a fucking red card. Huh? Hey! Hey! It's not about you, man!
Ball booted out. Collected by Alex Baker. The Sim. Barfarosh. Stokes. To Baker. That's this. To the Sim. Leach now. Going to go on another run. That one not as successful as some of the others today, but Sim getting across to ensure that Port Melbourne will retain possession. Just 2 minutes of regulation remaining here at George Andrews Reserve as the Thunder coming away with that one. Smiley, he's on a hat trick, but he's going to slice this one through. Carrant, loose ball, done. He got the shot away. It was collected in the aftermath. Thunder wanted a penalty. Not going to get one. Clearance, not the best. Straight to Romanovsky. Edwards skipping away from the challenge. Cavallo. Christian Cavallo. Ball claimed by Shalamonov Trenkova. Headed down only as far as Leach. He just runs straight into Ismaili. Play on is waved. Latsis chasing that one. Cavallo got there first. Sim back to Baker. Barfarosh. To Dunlop. Lofts it forward, headed away. Dunlop collecting it. He stays him up. Leach. Dunlop. There's await the delivery. It's blocked away. And we'll have another quarter. So about to tick over into added time here at George Andrews Reserve. The Thunder preparing another couple of changes. As this ball is sent in, headed away. Stokes. Sent in, but sent straight back. Port Melbourne skipper keeps it in.
Who's helping him, Smiley?
All out on the right flank.
Get to the edge!
She's down there. He's come across trying to help out. Ball delivered in. Stokes was trying to wind up, headed away before it could fall for him. Sliding challenge will prevent Josh Carans from charging forward. So Romanovsky and Smiley will make way. Placed by Wyman Selanovsky and Brandon Kildare. So one further game to be played in this round 22. It's taking place tomorrow. Live here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. Flanagan set to take you through St Albans versus Altona tomorrow. Then next week, Friday night footy, South Melbourne will host the Dandenong City. Big game in both the premiership race and the playoff race. Melbourne Knights, after Johnny Anastasiadis' Heidelberg broke their unbeaten run, will look to bounce back when they host Altona. Moreland City will take on the Burgers. Played out that Mad Cat 3-3 draw with Manningham earlier today. Avondale, as mentioned, they will host the Thunder. Port Melbourne will host Gully. It's Baker trying to slide this one through. Alexis gives chase, but he won't have the legs. Hume City will take on Manningham, another game with playoff positioning and relegation ramifications. Hume trying to lock up a home final. Manningham trying to avoid the drop. Then on Sunday, St Albans will host Oakley. Another one of those games with relegation considerations, I should say, as well as playoff ramifications. Every game pretty much at this point of the season meaning something. Are you going to be playing finals? Are you going to make a charge for the Premier's plate? Are you going to avoid the drop? Such a great time of year. All these games meaning something. Promotion and relegation, finals, silverware. It's all on the line. As that ball is headed clear by Cavallo. Corner kick. So there's a golden boot race going on as well. Harrison Sawyer from South Melbourne. He got a goal earlier today. The lone goal in his side's win over... Sorry, that was Emil Payos, but Harrison Sawyer leading the Golden Boot race from Kieran Bramwell and Lloyd Isgrove. Keep an eye on that one. There's Milanovic. Trying to meet that one. On top of the box. Couldn't send it goalward. Alex Salmon from the Oakley Cannons, Nahul Bernardo from South Melbourne, and Stefan Zinni maybe in that mix as well. The month of the season remaining. The ball is played out, nodded on. Dunlop. And full time. The whistle rings out here at George Andrews Reserve. And it signals the 7th win of the Dandenong Thunder's campaign. Racing out to a 3-0 lead. Thanks to Ali Soleimani. And a brace from Jordan Smiley before they were pegged back late. 1 goal from Fraser Dunlop. But a big win for the Dandenong Thunder. A win that all but certainly ensures that they will be playing top flight football next season. Port Melbourne miss out on the opportunity to move back into the top 6. All 3 of the finals aspirants this round, Dandenong City, Melbourne Knights, and now Port Melbourne, all going down. So, big month of the season awaits. An entertaining month of the season no doubt awaits on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, where you'll be able to see every game of the run home, every game of the run home in the NPL Women's Victoria competition as well. Doherty Cup games coming up, and then of course finals football. Make sure you're subscribed, be a friend, tell a friend, get them subscribed as well for some of the best football action you will see anywhere in Australia this winter. My name has been Joey Lynch. It's been an absolute joy to have your company throughout this evening's game. For now, though, that final score one more time, it has been the Dandenong Thunder 3, Port Melbourne 1. Thanks and success.